All right, greetings once again. We're starting today with GBP USD. Remember, I said we had 15 days for Euro USD, then 15 days for GBP USD. So we'll be starting with GBP USD today. All right, so going back to the daily chart, or let's even go right to the weekly and then try to understand what is happening to the market at this point. All right, looking at this price action here, we notice that we are in an uptrend on the GU. All right, and we have the market pushing higher from here. So at this point, we have this weekly order block where we expect more higher prices from. Actually, it's good, but price did not invalidate the low yet, so we'll still be targeting this high, and from here, price to continue the bullish trend. You can see how price has been respecting bullish PDRs from this other block and also from this one as well on the weekly. So the weekly is heavily bullish. Let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame as well is bullish after price took out this internal range liquidity, coming right down to this other block here, and still trying to respect it again. And you can also see how price filled up this fair value gap from here. So price is respecting bullish PDRs from there, right from this rejection block here. So steadily we have been respecting bullish PDRs, right? So we can expect buys from here to go back, take out that that external range liquidity on the daily time frame. Looking at it on the 4-hour time frame is pretty much the same thing, but now inside this key level, we just need price to do what? To give us a clear reversal signal, and it is already, because you can see that we have a daily key level, which is the other block we saw on the daily, and then you look at this particular candle here. How do you call this candle? What's the name you're going to give for this candle? I believe it's going to be a CRT, because you can see price hasn't closed below it yet, and this is the high. It's quite a good range candle, and we took the low into a key level on the daily time frame. So the fact that price is not closed below it makes it a very good candle for us to, it catches our attention, which means we'll like to see what is going on within that particular candle. Coming from a weekly perspective, if we get to close above this 4-hour time frame here, we can actually have a swing trade that will take us back up to this high, all right? Because that will be a weekly reversal confirmation on a key level again, which is on the weekly. Remember, also this zone is a weekly zone. So if 4-hour gives us that confirmation, then we can swing the trade as well, all right? But if not, maybe you can take buys to target this high. So you also have this other block here. We have this other block, which means there's something like price code. Do something like this, take out and then still drop, something like that. Taking out this high as an inducement and tapping into the other block, then to drop back lower. Regardless, we're going to see how it really looks like on the 30 minutes, but take note of that other block above that point. All right, so take note of the other block on the 4-hour time frame. This one here, as this high might be an inducement to it. So for now, we will only buy if we have a 1-hour good confirmation. Maybe that's price closing above this high, which is the high of that 4-hour candle. Because as of now, if you look closely, you'll notice that we are still in a bearish market, right? We are still in a bearish market here, and price is not giving us any reason to start buying for now, which means there's a potential that price can still go lower to make a new low from this other block here. So we need to see this other block broken, and then retest of it, we can start buying from there. You see also, if it's broken, then this 1-hour manipulation candle as well will be broken, and from there we can have a retest of it also. This 4-hour will be there as well to confirm. All right, so let's see what happens from here. Okay, nice. Good. Nice expansion above that high. We've closed above the high. we haven't had any retest, so we can put our entry around that area, this other block. We can now remove this zone. Okay, remember, we know that it's a higher time frame key level. So we can now focus on this other block with our entry. If we get a retest from it, also retest of this breaker, right? This breaker area. And I will put our stops below this low because that's our invalidation. It's not safe to put it here because price can give us a small manipulation like that and then continue higher. So it's safe to put it where our invalidation is, which is the low of this candle. All right. Also, on the daily, we also having something like the CRT on the daily time frame. You can see price also did not close below that candle, which is also validating a good CRT because we tapped into a key level. So which means subsequently our target is going to be this fair value gap here, which is actually above the 4-hour of that block for now, right? But like I said, let's take note of this other block here because price might react to it. It's kind of a very good other block coming from the 4-hour key level. So we can target the other block for now. Let's see what happens. Looks like we are not tapped in yet. Price really dropped lower and tap us. I don't want to think that we are reacting to this inversion here. Let's just see what happens. Maybe we're still going to drop. I love price will at least react to that key level. Let's see what happens. Good. So we have been tapped in now. Let's see what happens. Now, why I'm targeting just this other block? Remember we said we can actually swing this trade back right up to this high, right? Yeah, let's just leave it like that. We can swing it back to that high, but take note that when price comes to this key level here, if you're trading live, you're going to be closing partials. You close your partials from there and then you wait. The daily, you can see how the daily has closed even the weekly with a very nice rejection. All right, so the weekly as well was giving us an inverted CRT. You can see we took the high and also took the low. So double punch, we can now move higher from there. Okay. All right, so let's see what happens. We've dropped back lower, taking out this 2-day low from there. So if we're still bullish, we'll be looking for an entry again, maybe to continue higher. All right, and this would have been one already on the retest of this candle. This would have been one already. You can see that price came back down to take out the equal lows that I pointed here. Remember I said it's a price can weak you out at this level because there was no liquidity. These are failure swings. Price had to grab some liquidity because people were shifting their stop losses. So as it stands now, this was supposed to be our second entry, but we have seen that already. So we'll have to take it from the opening of this candle. Because you see that volume, maybe price will not want to pull back again to this other block here. Maybe price will not want to push back to this other block. All right, so you can also target that high. stay going pushing higher. Let's try to see, did we get any the retest of this other block would have given us this re-entry. I think I wouldn't have taken that entry if at all it didn't retest this breaker. Okay, we actually retested this breaker, so that was that would have been another area for us to add another entry, and also that was price filling this 4-hour fair value gap here. So you can see price dropped back down to fill this 4-hour fair value gap. This is it right here. Price came back to fill the 4-hour fair value gap, and after doing so, this was should have been our entry. I think I wasn't looking at the 4-hour. Price closed above that high. Would have been taking a buy from here, from the open of that candle, with our stops below like that, and targeting the same high again. But I think we have seen this entry already, so no need to be looking at it. I just want us to know that that was where we would have probably taken our entry. And looking at it on the 1-hour time frame, we also had this fair value gap here filled, which is this one. So after the fill of the fair value gap, we had this displacement. So this would have been our second entry, or maybe the third entry. Okay, you can see the nice reaction from there. All right, so daily have completed its CRT. Take note of that. This was the daily CRT, low of this candle to the high of this one. You can see price took out the high of that liquidity, the high of the CRT. So based on the daily, you would have closed probably maybe 90 or 80% of your positions right here. Okay, because we're not tapping into a level of the daily that might have caused us to think that price wants to reverse, even though everything is bullish. We tapped into that other block, which means we should have been concerned about what might happen here. Now, to be honest with you guys, remember we already saw how this bought, right? That's why we are trying to see how we would have taken all these buys. Remember, we saw it already before I came to replay it at this level. We already knew that price bottomed back off to this high. Please take note. All right, so we are already doing this after we have seen it on the daily. It's just now that these entries that we haven't seen, but we saw that the daily bought up back right up to that high. All right, so that's why I'm not expecting this other block to hold price again, or I'm not expecting to look any sales around this area, because we actually already saw that price bottom. So that's one thing we should keep in mind. So, but then still, even though this happened, this other block is standing on the way, and the overall IF is bullish, as we also noticed from the higher time frame starting the weekly as we before started. We can still expect some reaction from that area, right? We can still expect price to give us maybe a pullback or whatsoever around that area. But now this pullback will not be for us to take sales. Yeah, it will not be for us to take sales. Take note, this is the area, this is the other block we are looking out for. Let's put it like that. So we tapped into it. So let's see. Okay, the next candle opens around that area, rejecting the other block, but we have a lot of liquidity above that high as well, which is the previous daily high. Okay, previous daily high is taken into the other block area. All right, so if I was trading live, right? If I was trading live, as price took that high into this other block, and we have this 1 hour giving us this confirmation. Maybe, just maybe you would have considered this as a 4-hour CRT, maybe to see if price will want to pull back a little, but like we already see, we already saw that this was not going to work. But then there's this candle here, right? This extreme reaction from this other block. This is the place that will catch my attention. So this other block here might just be to give us a little pullback, but I think price would really want to go deeper into this area, which has to do also with this volume gap here. Okay, you see that price will really want to touch this candle, fill out this 0-week candle here, which has to do with this volume. So we can put that this is our focus. You can also see the volume gap here on the lower time frame. Okay, so I think that will be a good spot that you want to sell. Maybe we expect price to really push up to that level. You can see here that we are creating equal highs towards that high, towards that volume gap from here. See this equal highs here, so towards that volume gap. So we will not be taking any sales, like I said, because trying to spot a CRT here. You can also see that this 4-hour candle did not close below, so we don't have any CRT there. Okay, someone said it closes below. What should we consider? Well, if we did not know that, if we did not know that price will buy, but which I really think the market is gonna push up to this area first before maybe giving us any kind of a pullback. This type of straight order blocks like this, price always want to really go deeper to the last candle, or especially let me just give you guys a tip, right? The tip of what I'm trying to explain here. When you have an order block like this, right? You can have your order block like that. Let's say this is a bearish order block, and on the lower time frame, on the same time frame, you can have about 3 candles like this. Okay, when you have these 3 candles, this one can have this. We can have a fair value gap within them. Now, price is more prone to come into this fair value gap. Price is more prone to come into this fair value gap than to just retest the low of this other block here. I don't know if you guys understand. Sometimes it will just be 2 candles, and there is what we call a marabuzo. That you are going to have something like this. We just have 2 candles like that. The next one dropping like that. So you can have this week's. You have this week's here. Yeah. Then you want to see price trade up to this level like this, inside this key level. Maybe we'll go deeper into that some other time. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain based on this one. This huge order block with a fair value gap and this zone here as a volume gap. So let's see what happens. All right, this CRT here gave us some cool entries. This was to be our model 1 entry, but we don't see it as a high probability area that 4 hours tapped into to be taking sales. Even if you took sales based on CRT trading, you know that if you're trading CRT, you close 50% profit when price hits the 50% of your range, right? Or the center of your CRT. So which means you would have closed partials here before waiting to see. You close partials, you go break even before you are waiting to see if price will tap the low of your CRT, right? So, but let's just wait to see if price comes up to that volume gap. Okay, good. Now we have this fair value gap here. We now have the daily reacting off of a fair value gap. So let's see what happens inside this fair value gap. Maybe from this fair value gap now, we can look to get more longs to continue higher. Okay. And if that's the case, mainly on the 30 minutes, we'll try to see what is going on here. You'll see that price gave us this shift in market structure after giving us this total SOP here as well. And then went up to take out these highs. And then now this low is going to be our inducement to this area here. So these are other block. We don't want to buy and get an instant order, but if we have price reacting up from here, giving us an entry, we're going to be taking a buy from there. Okay. Then, so again. We just need a good displacement like what we have seen now. Right? Very nice displacement. We can take our long position from the open of that candle, from the close of that candle with our stops here, and we can target the volume gap or even more there. All time high. So much consolidation. All right, so we tapped into the volume gap. By here, you have closed quite a lot of partials already from this volume gap here. Now we've had a very good expansion here. There's going to be a beautiful setup that will form around this area, because if you look at the daily, reacted from a key level, gave us this beautiful candle reaction from this is a flagship reversal on the 4-hour time frame, leaving us with this other block, and the 4-hour leaving us with this fair value gap. Therefore, if price comes back to this fair value gap here, we can have a beautiful reaction from that zone like that, and we continue higher. Okay, let's see if price comes to that fair value gap. If it does and it gives us any kind of an entry, we can take it and we push it higher. If you look closely here, you'll notice that price is buying out of this fair value gap, and we have not taken out any liquidity. So we cannot just jump into any of these buys here. It's very risky, because our stop loss will be like a liquidity for the market to take. If we would have taken out maybe this low before going higher, we would have been looking now to buy somewhere around this area. But you can see that all these lows here, they are not protected, right? All these lows are not protected like this one. This one is a protected low. It has taken these liquidities down here, but all these lows, they are not protected. So they are not safe for you to take a buy from there to put your stops below. All right. Instead, what is happening here is that people who bought, like we did here, they are scaling their stop losses here, which price will maybe want to take before going higher. So we cannot just take any buy at any random area here, not seeing any liquidity punch. So all this is like trendline liquidity, all these failure swings. So if price manages to grab any low here, if we manage to take out any of these lows, then we can start to look for buys. And if price drops to this fair gap, good. But if it doesn't and it takes out any low here and gives us some reversal, it will still be good, right? Lows not protected is a low that has not been taken out, okay? Those that are not protected are those that are not taken, that price has not grabbed liquidity on that. It's like in the market is moving like this. All these lows are not protected. The only low that can be protected here is this price has taken out this low, so this is a protected low now. This is a protected low. It has taken out liquidity. This one is not protected. All of this is not protected. This is the only protected low, which means you can now buy somewhere here. You put your stops below that low. That's what a protected low is. Okay. All right. Okay. You can see how price is grabbing all those lows straight down. Let's hope that it comes to this fair value gap. Even if it doesn't, at this point, we have grabbed enough liquidity and we could maybe want to be reacting to that breaker. I don't know, but you will tap into this fair value gap. It will be very nice. All right. So let's see what happens. Good, 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 good. So we have now tapped into this fair value. For me, I would have bought immediately from here. Okay. I would be on the trade instantly. You can see all these lows, right? I think I explained this well. This low, there was no protected low here, and that's why you can see how price just slammed through them, because a lot of people are trying to buy from all these other blocks here. People are spotting these other blocks, buying and so on. But then we had a very nice key level here that was not mitigated. So at this point, I just want to see a good displacement candle, which this one has done that already, but it has not closed above this one. So we'll just be patient. Okay. You can even see price took out this low. That's interesting. Let's see what happens. We just need a good displacement candle. That's probably price maybe closing above this high. We'll be getting on our longs. Good. That's a nice displacement and a retest immediately. We can take our buys from there with our stop line. So, okay, guys, this is it. This is it. Look at what happened here. This is the importance of backtesting. You can see this low and this one. These are equal lows here. It tight equal lows into this other block here. So, I mean, this low was not too much of a protected one because we had these equal lows that were formed here. So, man, this is so clean. Always watch out. If not, you fall for this type of traps, right? Because I know a lot of people have been buying instantly already, and they get stopped out, and boom, you'll see the market start running to your direction, and you'll be completely mad at yourself. So we are in how many positions? 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. Let's see how this goes. You can see the weekly has done so well with the close of this candle. All right, so oh, it was to take our stop loss share. Crazy man. Okay. So yeah, beautiful. We're getting up. We have this 1 hour fair value gap. So from here, price fills this 1 hour fair value gap. We need just that expansion to get another long. Mm, price doesn't want to fill it. Okay, good. We have fill it and we've had that expansion again. So we can be getting in from the close of that candle and we still target the all-time high. That's a nice displacement. Also, you can see that the 4 hour also was filling its fair value gap. So 4 hour fair value gap plus 1 hour fair value gap plus lower time frame displacement. Oh, we got smoked on this one. So, all right, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, that was fast. And we are expanding up if immediately after taking that, we've taken that stop loss on that one. If price comes back to this, to this breaker plus fair value gap, we're going to risk another buy from there if that stops below that low, like that. We target that high as well. Let's see what happens if we're tapped in or not. Good, we are tapped in. And boom, so good. We are tapped in on that one. Price goes to TP. That's nice. We had how many trades did we take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One loss. This was a losing trade that we had. One losing trade and 5 wins. All right, guys. I don't know if there's going to be a second session. I have a class with some guys, so this should be our last session for today. I hope you learned something new. And this is the start of a new week. I wish you all the best and stay connected as I'll be updating you guys on so many other things. All right. So take care and be safe.